Oh man, talk about your background. Like, how did you get into the scene, kind of thing? Because you have this kind of very grimy kind of nature to your music, and it's although it's hip hop as well. But it's like, how did you actually get into the scene? How long you been in the scene? And tell us the backstory.
I think I first put out a song about 10 years ago. I think was the first time I really I was toying around with little bits and terrible rhymes before then. But I think it was about 10 years ago was the first time I thought I'm actually going to put something out. And looking back, it was probably awful. But at the time, it was just the energy there. I was like, I just wanted to. It was just me and a few people that I was in high school with at the point, and we were just writing in school, rapping in school. And one day we bought just a cheap microphone and just recorded this record, just freestyling over American beats. I was even though it's funny that you say it's quite a grimy sound, because I was really influenced by a lot of American hip hop in the beginning more than UK hip hop. Even though I was listening to a lot of UK music like Dizzy and Sway and Skinny Man and people like that, I was really influenced by the American hip-hop at first. That was where the most of my sound came from. I think as the years went by, I definitely became more UK sounding throughout it. But yeah, it sort of just evolved from there. I used to record under a different name. I used to record under the name of Bigfoot. And that was for about 5 or 6 years. And it was when I decided to do the rebrand to Britizen Kane, when I decided to switch the music, I thought, all right, we'll leave all that type of sort of more dance-based charty hip-hop behind, and we'll move forward with this stuff. But it's definitely worked, man. I've had the privilege to collaborate with a lot of big and good MCs, man. French Montana, Popcorn. I got on a tune on my last project. Joel Ortiz. I've got a song with Royce da 5'9" coming soon. So yeah, man, it's been a good. I feel like I've proved myself as a hip hop artist definitely over the last 10 years.
Yeah, man. And with your music and with this album in particular, seems to be kind of hinting at you have some Christian kind of faith or something. There seems to be little drops of you got
It's a very strange one. So I've always believed, but I've never been to the point where I'm very much a seeing is believing person. But I've always been so open-minded about that, because I've always felt like I was saying, when I was in such a dark place, I needed something for guidance. And this was what All the Perks was kind of about, because I was in this place where I was attending church every week, and I was attending church every week, and that was me really, really, really searching for the answers and searching for the guidance and the guidance, sorry, and doing that. But at the same time, I was then taking more painkillers and prescription antidepressants than I should have been, and it was so counterproductive. It was I was trying to find guidance and help in the best way possible and the worst way possible, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I've always held a lot of faith. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes like I say, I'm very much seeing is believing, and sometimes it doesn't always work in that way. But no, man, I always try and keep the faith, and I'm a strong believer that God is there.
Yeah, man. A funny backstory to actually how I first found you was, and I don't know if you know this actually, but I was doing some kind of a ministry thing, like a ministry event outside somewhere, and I went to pick up one of the guys, and he lived in Aylesbury. And I was near there, not Aylesbury, somewhere, a little village near there or something. Anyway, we couldn't get him, so we went into the nearby village, and there was this cafe. We went into the cafe, we were chatting to the owner, and the owner was like, "Yo, I got a cousin actually. My cousin does hip hop, and he's kind of like a Christian, or maybe he does hip hop music. Maybe you like him." We're like, "Yeah, cool, man. Just tell him to hit me up and whatever." And then that was you. So that was your cousin.
Oh, was it? Who was that? I'd love to know who that was.
I don't know who that was, but I can't remember his name. But if he did, if he did, he's saying he's your cousin, and he's got a coffee shop in. I'm
gonna have to find out who that was, because I don't think any of my cousins have got coffee shops. But I'm gonna have to find out who that was.
Well, yeah, it might be.
No, that's crazy. I didn't know how that came about. That's crazy.
Maybe he said cuz, or maybe it wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cuz, yeah, the slang cuz. No, that's crazy, man. I didn't actually know that's how it came about.
Yeah, man. I can't remember. It's one of these little villages somewhere in Aylesbury. I can't remember, but maybe one of your friends did or something. Maybe they didn't tell you. Who knows?
I'm gonna have to ask everybody now. I'm gonna be like, did you own a coffee shop? Nah, that's crazy.
And do you want to give a quick shout out of that project you're telling me about, the one that's coming up next, a special one?
The next thing I've got coming out is this project that I'm doing about raising awareness for parental alienation, which is basically something which is affecting millions of people, both children and parents around the world. It's a form of mental abuse where one parent is alienated from the child's life and the child is alienated from the other parent's life due to actions by the other parent. We have a project called Dear Sophie, which is a record, a campaign, a website to raise awareness for this, to raise money for this, and to also help any parents who may be suffering from this and children who may be suffering from this, and just try and reconnect families where possible through this project. That'll be probably just after the new year. That'll be coming out with a record and a video, and I'm more than happy to give you the premiere of that, my friend.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely send it my way. That's brilliant, man.
Bro,
Sounds like a dope project, man. I'm definitely down to have that on my show, man, and to have you back on as well, man.
100%. This is the first of many.
Definitely, man. All right, man. Well, it's definitely been a pleasure for me, man, chatting with you, and I pray everything goes well for you, man, and the album. I pray that more people keep grabbing it. Definitely go buy it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me. It's been really appreciated.
Definitely, man.